Mr. Atkins, you were roommates with Senator Haggerty in law school.
Yes, sir.
Is it true that Haggerty has a tattoo of the Backstreet Boys on his lower back?
I wouldn't know. I don't know.
Okay. Mr. Haggerty, you know who Sam Bankman-Fried is, don't you? Or Mr. Atkins, sorry.
Yes.
He looks like the fourth runner-up in a John Belushi lookalike contest, doesn't he?
That's could be.
He's a crook, isn't he?
He's convicted and, yes, in jail.
And his parents were involved in his company, weren't they?
I guess by public reports.
Don't you think the SEC ought to do something about it?
He is back at it again. And this time, he's grilling SEC officials so hard they're practically sweating. From exposing fraud at the highest levels to questioning China's insider trading advantages, Kennedy isn't holding back. Stick around, because this hearing is about to get heated. First up, Kennedy goes straight for the SEC's handling of Sam Bankman-Fried. If you don't know, SBF was convicted for running one of the biggest financial frauds in history. But what about his parents? They made millions off their son's crimes. Should they be held accountable too? Atkins dodges the question.
Well, I look forward to getting to the SEC to find out what has happened.
But based on what you've read, they made millions of dollars off of their son's illegal activity. Don't you think they ought to be punished? Don't you think the American people have seen that and wonder if there are two sets of standards?
Well, I like you, I'm concerned about those reports. But
I want you to be more than concerned.
Well, I need to find out.
And when his parents did all this, they were both chaired professors at Stanford Law School, weren't they?
Apparently, yes.
Yeah. Has the SEC been investigating Stanford Law School for its involvement in this?
Yeah, I would know.
Didn't Sam Bankman-Fried's parents, who were involved in the fraud, make sizable donations to Stanford University?
Perhaps.
You don't know?
I don't know personally.
Did Stanford give the money back?
I would know that.
Well, Mr. Atkins, I want you to find out.
2. Atkins dodges the question, but Kennedy isn't letting him off the hook. And honestly, he's got a point. If regular people got caught up in a fraud like this, they'd be in jail. So, why not them? By the way, if you love seeing politicians actually hold people accountable, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss more videos like this. Kennedy then shifts gears to something huge, how American CEOs have strict stock selling rules, but Chinese companies, not so much. Kennedy, if I'm the CEO of an American company, I have to report my stock sales immediately. If I'm a Chinese...
And there shouldn't be two standards of law and punishment for people in America. And every time you come to this committee, I'm going to pounce on you like a ninja to find out what the SEC has done, because I don't think the SEC has done a damn thing.
Okay.
And I read in the paper where the Bankman-Frieds, all of them, are trying to get a pardon. They're crooks. And I expect the SEC to do something about it. If I'm the CEO of an American company and I want to sell some of my company's stocks, I've got to file an electronic report with the SEC that becomes public immediately, and then I've got to wait.
If I'm a Chinese CEO, I can send a letter. No time limits, no electronic filing. Let that sink in. Chinese executives have been using this loophole to dump their stock and leave American investors holding the bag to the tune of $10 billion in losses. And guess what? The SEC has done nothing about it. Would you invest in a company under these rules? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Kennedy calls for action. I'm not letting this go. At this point, Kennedy is fed up, and he makes it clear this isn't the last time these SEC officials are going to hear from him.
And then I've got to wait 2 days, don't I?
Yes.
If I'm the CEO of a Chinese company that's listed on an American exchange, I don't have to do that, do I?
Yeah, there are different rules for foreign.
Why?
Good question. Things have changed a lot since those rules were put in place.
Now, Senator Van Hollen and I have a bill. I begged Mr. Gensler to do something about it. I want something done about it. If I'm the CEO of a Chinese company and I want to sell engage in insider trading, I have to notify the SEC, but there's no time limit. And I don't have to file electronically. I can send them a letter, and I don't have to wait. And CEOs of Chinese companies have done that, haven't they?
Yeah, I wouldn't
I want
know,
you to
but-
find out. I expect you to find out. That's the second thing I'm going to pounce on you like a ninja on.
Okay.
A bunch of them, of these CEOs of Chinese companies listed on American exchanges, have sold their stock, and the stock immediately went down, and the American investors had to bear the losses. $10 billion worth under the SEC's nose. I expect something to be done about it. Mr. Pettit, I understand where the president's coming from on tariffs, don't you?
Yes, Senator.
America's the wealthiest country in all of human history. 70% of our economy is driven by consumer demand, consumer purchases. So why not use our bargaining strength, our economy, to get foreign companies to build their plants in Louisiana? I get that. In the long run, theoretically it'll work. Somebody once said, in the long run, you're dead though, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what the short-term effects of these tariffs are. Already consumer expectations are going down like John Goodman on a seesaw. Can you tell me what the short-term effects will be? I'm over. Can
Senator-
you answer?
10 seconds.
Pretty please, sugar on top.
If confirmed, I look forward to working with the.
Answer my question.
It's difficult to assess the near-term impacts of the tariffs, but in the long
I know
run,
it's hard. That's why I'm asking you. You're an economist.
Senator, your time is up.
they're
Damn, I had him nailed down. too.
He was wiggling, however. So, Senator Cortez Masto.
Kennedy, every time you come here, I'm going to pounce on you like a ninja. He's not playing around. And honestly, it's refreshing to see someone in Congress actually pressing for answers instead of just talking in circles. Kennedy then turns to another critical issue, tariffs. With new trade policies coming in, how will they affect the economy? And more importantly, American consumers? Kennedy, consumer expectations are dropping like John Goodman on a seesaw. Say what you will, but the man knows how to paint a picture. But jokes aside, Kennedy asks a fair question. How will tariffs impact everyday people? Pettit, the expert, struggles to give a clear answer. And Kennedy isn't buying it. What do you think? Are tariffs good or bad for America? Let's debate in the comments. So, what did we learn today? The SEC is dragging its feet on the Bankman-Fried scandal. Chinese companies are getting unfair advantages in the stock market. Kennedy is not letting this go anytime soon. And honestly, good. Somebody needs to demand answers. If you like this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more no BS political coverage. And don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay questioning.